Hello and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I thought it'd be really cool to bring in the DM's confession deck today because I used this deck in the earlier reading. So I thought it'd be very interesting to bring further messages through from this deck because it is a huge deck. I'm also going to bring in with this deck, my deck, the Divine Masculine, the Silence. So I'm going to bring in both of these decks tonight to bring messages in, to see what they want to say. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What do they want to say to you today? What do they want you to know? And if the messages repeat from the earlier message, then I'll see how they guide me to channel it this time. So what do they want you to know? Thank you, angels. So very kind of calm message coming through here because they're taking the time with the cards. You know, they're not kind of flying out. They're just coming out, you know, at the right time. So I feel that's what you need to know. They're going to come to you at the right time. It's going to move forward at the right time. They're going to express themselves at the right time. And look how they blurted out these other things. And I feel, again, it's like they're going to come forward at the right time and then blurt things out. So let's see what they want to say to you. So the first message is, I want to be vulnerable with you. And they want to. They want to be vulnerable. They want to open up to you. They want to tell you how they feel. But that's one of their biggest fears and one of their deepest wounds that they have to heal, being vulnerable. Because maybe they were vulnerable as a child and they may have got reprimanded for it. You know, maybe the mum and dad shout at them if they were being vulnerable, or maybe they felt they couldn't be vulnerable because they could have got bullied. Maybe they were sensitive because they are naturally sensitive as well. Maybe they got bullied at school or by their siblings, or as they grew up, they just thought, you know, it's weakness to show emotion. However, it's been programmed into them. It feels like they find it very hard to open up. And they're saying, I want to be vulnerable. And to them, vulnerability is kind of like crying emotion, you know, just opening up fully to you. And you will see a side of them that nobody else sees. And that's okay. But for them to get to that point where they're able to open up, it's a big thing. So it's easy for you to be vulnerable, you know, because it's something that's in you. You're okay with vulnerability. But for them, this is something big. And also because they're saying, I'm afraid you won't believe me. So maybe they have actually been open with you before and vulnerable with you before, and then they've let you down, or they've pulled away, or they haven't followed through on what they said they'd do. And so you've become guarded because of it. So they're a bit afraid that you're not going to actually trust them again or believe in what they're saying. So this is something they're healing. They're saying, please don't give yourself to anyone else. Now, this is really interesting because both of these cards came through in the early reading. And really what they're saying here is, I don't want you with anybody else. I don't think I could stand it. And they know full well that if they are unavailable, which again we spoke about in the early reading today, if they are unavailable, they know they've got to become available. So really they're saying, I know I've got no right to ask you to be single or remain celibate or to not be with anybody else when I'm with someone else. I just don't know if I can stand it. And obviously this may be you thinking that you want to date again or you want to see what's out there. Now it doesn't mean that you're going to meet anyone or you're going to want to meet anybody because you know where your heart belongs. But they will feel your energy shifting because you're pulling back. So because you're putting the energy back into you, that's making you naturally more magnetic and naturally more attractive. So it's naturally starting to affect them because they're panicking now, thinking you may find someone else. So saying, please don't give yourself to anyone else. I can feel you. So they can feel your energy and they can feel you pulling back and giving to you. And they're saying, it tears me apart. It tears me up inside knowing it's a possibility I could lose you forever. It tears me apart and tears me up, which means it fills them with emotion because they're worried about you being with someone else. So they're in absolute fear right now about you moving on. And that's another reason why they want to be open and vulnerable with you because they're thinking, you know, I've got to step up now because if I don't, I'm going to lose this amazing person. I catch myself imagining our lives lived together and how it would all work out. I know you would treat me like a king. Now, it blows my mind that these cards have come out again out of this huge deck because you've seen how they come out. It's not me pulling out cards. They are jumping out the deck. And they're the same cards. So this is a very repetitive message today. I know that you would treat me good. I know that with you, my life would be amazing. That you would treat me like a star, a king, a queen. And I imagine that. So they know this. They know that you would be, they know you're the right person for them, but they know they would have this amazing life with you. It would be everything they've ever dreamed of. It's their true wish fulfillment. And they know it will all work out. They know. It's just fear, because they're saying, I'm just afraid to open up. I know it will be the end of my ability to keep these walls up. Now, this card didn't come up in the early reading, because what they're saying is, again, I want to be vulnerable with you, but I'm putting walls up. I'm protecting my heart. It really isn't you, it's me. So they're being more open here with this vulnerable side, because what they're saying is, I'm afraid to open up. I know it will be the end of my ability to keep these walls up. So in other words, they know that if they open up to you, they could perhaps cry. Their eyes could leak. And they may see that as a vulnerability, because maybe they got laughed at for crying, or they got told off as they were growing up, like I said. So I feel there's a core wound that you are triggering in them. And this core wound is actually being triggered by you pulling your energy back, because they are imagining you with someone else. They're imagining an amazing life with you as well, by the way. But they're also thinking, what if you have that life with someone else? What if you treat someone else like a king or a queen? What if someone else fills the shoes that I'm meant to fill? So there is a lot of panic here about you moving on or being with someone else. And that's causing them heartache. So they're saying to you, I want to open up to you. It really isn't you, it's me. Because if you're thinking, well, what am I doing wrong? Why? And it's not you at all. It's them that is dealing with this wound. They're saying, I'm just protecting my heart. I'm just trying to stop myself from being hurt. And I talk to you all the time. So they do talk to you in their mind. They may even write your messages out and delete them. But I feel this about them having a communication with you through the 5D, but also in the mind. Because in the mind, they'll talk to you about things. They'll hear you responding as well. They may have a dream where you're talking, but they're saying, I talk to you all the time and express everything I feel and desire as if you were here. And this will also be because they've had a vision or a dream about being open and vulnerable, because they know that's the next step. They know inside that's what they need to do and what they have to do to be able to move this forward with you, especially if they want you in their life fully, which they do, especially if they want to progress with you, because many of them want you to be the mother of or the father of their children. Again, another card that came out in the early reading. Isn't that interesting? Because they're imagining this life with you where you may have a family together, kids running around, maybe in the dream you're pregnant, or in that vision, you've got a pram together or whatever you do. And it won't resonate with everyone, the kids bit, but they could even have kids already. You could have kids already. You may bring the families together, and they see you as this person they can share their life with. And they are really afraid that if they don't open up to you soon, they're going to lose you. Or if they don't walk away from that karmic situation soon, they're going to lose you, and you're going to find someone else to replace them. And that's really what they're afraid of. Now, you know that nobody could ever replace them, but this is their own fears and insecurities. And they're saying, thank you for loving me. So they are grateful for your love, and they're going to tell you that too. Thank you for loving me more than anyone ever has. I never knew anyone could love me like you. I never knew anyone could make me feel the way that you make me feel. I never knew anyone could make me feel confident and desired and strong and capable like you. So you've made them feel things they've never felt before. You've made them feel strong and powerful. And they don't want to lose that feeling either. They don't get that from anyone else. They get that from you, their counterpart. So get yourself ready for me, I'm coming. So they're saying, get ready, I am coming. They're showing this to you. Again, if you've seen eagles, that's a huge sign of that. So they want you to know that they are working on this. They're working on being vulnerable. They're working on opening up. They're working on making changes, because they are coming to you. Because they don't want you living a life with anyone else, treating anyone else like a king or a queen when they know it should be them. Yeah, look at this. We will be together at the right time. And again, that was what I was feeling at the beginning, the way the cards were coming out. We're going to be together at the right time. They're waiting for the right time. They're just processing. They're processing all of this. And what is processing? It's deep thinking, deep contemplation, where they seem to be silent or distant or ghosting you or blocking you or pulling away from you. It's when they do the deepest healing and the deepest thinking. So they're processing. So instead of thinking, oh, they're ghosting me, think they're processing. He's a processor. He's not a ghoster. She's not a ghoster. They're a processor. I'm processing. And you make me happier and healthier, so why am I running? I feel like such a fool. And that's absolutely true with them saying to you, I know that you're going to treat me like a queen or a king. I know you will, wherever that card went. Okay? I catch myself imagining my life lived with you and how it would all work out. And I know you would treat me like a king or a queen. I know that with you, I'm happier and healthier than I've ever been. So why am I running? I feel like a fool. And you do. You take all that stress away. So they are saying to you, you have to trust me. I know what I'm doing. I am going to sort this out. I am going to work it out because I do want a new life with you. And that's what I'm thinking about. They want a new life with you, a new start with you. They want you. They want you. They're not going to let this opportunity pass them by. It might take them a while to make the changes or open up, be vulnerable, but it is coming in. The wood snake is on it this year, so you have to have faith in this because they are also working through their own insecurities about why you want them. What if you don't want me? And that's an insecurity, that's the wound, that's connected with them being vulnerable. Because they're worried if they're vulnerable, you may kick them when they're down. They're worried about that because they've been upset before or hurt before or bullied before for being vulnerable. So they're saying, what if you don't want me? What if I open up to you and you do what's happened before? And that's a wound. So because they're dealing with this wound, I want to bring in the ego struggles and healing deck because I want to see what this wound is all about. Now, obviously, we know it's connected with childhood, but it's a worthiness wound. Wow. It's about knowing the worthy for their heart's desires and the ego fear. So the message says fear has significantly been holding them back from coming to you and from vulnerably, there's the word again, and openly communicating with you. I am, however, now making baby steps when it comes to facing my fears because you're my heart's desire. I'm learning to follow my heart instead of always pushing aside my true desires to only listen to my mind, the logic, something I've done for such a long time. And the realising the worthy. So due to working on releasing things of the past, such as pain, insecurities, guilt and shame, I'm moving more into the knowingness that I am worthy of the love of you and I am deserving of having all of my dreams coming true. I was holding myself and us back, nor anymore, I'm worthy. And that's why they're saying to you, get ready for me because I'm coming. And this may well be why you're guided to prepare your space, clear your clutter and deal with your issues because you're preparing for their approach. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.